Are policy enforcers above their own laws and policies?
Someone that I'm in touch with, right, recently got stopped for window tints. And I'm kind of curious how a public service vehicle who's not properly marked has the ability to have his windows tinted.
Are you going to continue to berate me?
I'm not berating you, sir. I'm trying to uphold the statutes, policies, and codes which you are supposed to be upholding that do not apply to man and woman yet are being applied to man and woman, right? You also swore an oath to a constitution, right? So you are a public servant, you are a servant of man and woman.
What happens when a policy enforcer is confronted for not complying with his own codes, laws, and policies? Stay tuned, we're gonna find out. Hey guys, before I get into this video, pretty much everybody knows that one of the best ways to achieve optimal health is by what you choose or don't choose to cram into the old pie hole. And some people have achieved great results through the keto diet, and that's high protein, high good fats, and low carbohydrates. But a lot of people can't stick with that. That's why I use Keto Elevate. This right here helps me metabolize the simple sugars that it's gonna take to reduce fat and arrive at a healthy body. So if you want some of this, my link is in the description. Now let's get to the video.
I wanted to go over this. We talked about our brother, Paul Unslaved. This guy does a fantastic job, and he just put up a video that I want to show you. The name of this video is Public Servant Questioned for Window Tint and Unmarked Car Refuses to Identify. It is the obligation of all public servants, and it seems like this would be common sense, but it's a requirement for all public servants to identify themselves. And if they have a badge number, to identify their badge numbers. And at the point at which they refuse to give their identity, that's the point at which they're basically admitting, we're not your servant, you're our servants, and we're going to do whatever we want to do. This is an example of a public servant not obeying his own law and actually operating above it. Check this out.
I had a question for you, bud.
I don't have an answer, but I'll do my best.
You don't have an answer?
I might not.
How would you know you'd have an answer if you don't know what the question is yet?
I don't know much.
You don't know much? I don't know much either. What I do know is that someone that I'm in touch with, right, recently got stopped for window tints. And I'm kind of curious how a public service vehicle who's not properly marked has the ability to have his windows tinted. A legal limit? So is it possible that we could run a window tint test? Would you happen to have that that device on you where we could test the window tint at this point? Okay, so if I hold on one second. So if I had that device.
Now notice what this public servant in quotes is actually doing. He's operating like what they would call a sovereign citizen. In other words, I don't have to answer to you. Nope, we ain't going to do it. He even said, hey, if I have my own window tint detector device, would you allow me to do it? Nope, won't do it. But if the shoe was on the other foot and it was this officer approaching you or me or Paul Unslaved right here, you would have to comply. If you don't comply, you're going to be in some serious trouble. That's how we need to view this thing. This is just a regular human being like you and me, but he's operating even above his own man-made laws. Paul Unslaved does a fantastic job right here.
Tommy, would you allow me to test the window tint?
No.
You wouldn't. So isn't it true that you are a public servant?
Yeah.
Right, so you're in service to me, right?
No.
No? Well, who are you in service to then? The city, who is the city of Lakewood, sir?
Sir, are you going to continue to berate me?
I'm not berating you, sir. I'm trying to uphold the statutes, policies, and codes which you are supposed to be upholding that do not apply to man and woman yet are being applied to man and woman, right? You also swore an oath to a constitution, right?
Yeah, because those policies, statutes, and codes apply to people who are part of the Title 28, Section 3002, 15A federal corporation or any state-sanctioned or government-funded corporation that extracts the extortion fee from the tax cattle. This guy is supposed to be a public servant, but he is not operating as such.
So you are a public servant, you are a servant of man and woman.
Have a wonderful day.
Okay, you have a good day too, sir. Can I have your first and last name, please?
No, thank you.
So you refuse to identify in the course of your duty?
No, you contacted me, sir. I'm not required to identify.
Sure, you're in the course of your duty. You're required to produce identification if asked for. So I'll just take your license plate and I'll get that information on my own time. Thank you, sir. You can pull up. So we have here 356 Ego. Right, there we go. So the license plate is 356 Ego. I guess that's the new tag on all these public service vehicles, Ego.
How appropriate. A guy who just got his ego damaged by a member of the public, and this public servant is supposed to be serving this member of the public, actually exercised his ego at 356 Ego. This is just absolutely priceless. Paul Unslaved, bravo. You did another fantastic job.
Hey guys, if you enjoy Paul Unslaved's work, visit his channel. And if you do, maybe think about subscribing to it and let him know that High Impact Flicks sent you. If you haven't done so already, I have a backup channel called Grease Monkey Videos. I'm going to be uploading content here that you will not see on this High Impact Flicks channel. Also, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, share it with everybody you know, and don't forget to subscribe to my private email list through my website, highimpactflicks.com. If you want to support the channel, one of the best things you can do is like and share this video with everybody you know, everywhere you can on social media. If you want to support further, the Patreon, PayPal, Bitcoin, and Subscribestar links are in the description and the pinned comment. And if you want to support further, you can grab a hard-hitting, conversation-starting shirt from the shirt store. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.